Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're doing well. Today we're doing a very fun video. I'm super duper excited. We are going to creating this beautiful, gorgeous makeup look. But today we're mainly focusing on my summer, full coverage, long wearing, heat proof, sweat proof, everything proof, humidity proof foundation routine. So if you guys are interested to see how I like to do my makeup during the summer, the products I like to use, and just to get some tips and tricks on how you can make your makeup look better and overall just wear better through the heat, this is the video for you. So if you guys are interested in seeing how we create this look, the products that I use, and if you just love to watch makeup tutorials, if you love to watch my videos, if you just love me, then just go ahead and keep watching. All right, let's go ahead and get started. As you can see, I already did my eyebrows and I did my eyeshadow because this look we're mainly focusing on the base because that's what is the most important part. That's what this whole video is about, is my summer foundation full coverage routine. This is what I do when I want to be really glam, when I want my makeup to wear as long as possible. And yeah, so let's just go ahead and jump into it. I did use on the eyes, if you're interested, this is a very old palette, a very, very old palette. This is the I Live Sarai by Dose of Colors eyeshadow palette collaboration. Looks like this. So these are the colors that I used on my eyes to create this very pretty, shimmery, natural, kind of everyday kind of look. So for primer, I'm going to use the Fenty Hydrating Primer. I'm using this because I'm going to spray a setting spray on top of this. Is like another, I don't know, safety net. You're gonna see this whole routine is about layers and spraying setting spray because that's what's really going to make your makeup wear as long as possible and make it look the best. So the primer is on. Okay, this is gonna be our best friend in this video. This baby right here, the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. This is going to be our best friend. This is hands down, yes, it's the best setting spray, I would say, as far as mattifying your face and makeup longevity. So I'm gonna take this and I'm going to spray my face as like a base or like a primer so it can be really tacky. And some areas are still wet, so I'm just gonna take my beauty blender and kind of just make sure that's patted in. So the reason why I did the hydrating primer on top, honestly, when it comes to longevity of makeup, it's not about matte. It's not about that at all. Makeup lays the best on hydrated, supple, plump skin. So I actually tend to use more hydrating products or more like skincare-like products as my primers. I don't do those like silicone-y, super duper matte, like drying kind of thing. It's not my vibe. I just don't think it works. If it works for you, it works for you. But for me, I prefer the technique of having a tacky base. Now we are going to jump into the foundation. Now this is very like personal. It's all about your skin and what kind of foundation you like. I'm going to choose a long wearing foundation, and because it is summertime, I don't want it to be super duper thick either. So it has to be like a not light coverage, it has to be lightweight on the skin. Coverage, I prefer medium coverage. I like to get my coverage from my concealer personally. But really the biggest thing is feeling super duper lightweight as well as wearing really well. And for that, if you want me to give you the absolute best, hands down for me, I feel like these babies right here. Shiseido Synchro Skin Self-Refreshing Foundations. As you can see, I have two shades. I have the shade 510 and 520. 520 is more red, and 510 is more of like my winter shade. So I usually in the summertime I have to tend to mix them, but I also like this because I can mix it with a lot of other foundations. You guys know I'm all about the mixing. This is hands down the best long wearing foundation. I will gladly say that this is my #1 foundation. I talk about it here and there. You guys, if you know me, if you watch me for a long time, you've seen me talk about this numerous times. But this right here, I love a bunch of foundations that I have, but this one is top tier. It really is. So I'm just gonna go ahead and mix the two shades of 520. I'm gonna do a pump of 520. And then I'm going to do a pump of 510. And you honestly do not need that much at all. So as you can see, it looks like this. So I'm gonna go ahead and mix this up and apply it to my face directly. Ooh, that color is perfect. Yeah, because your girl's got darker because it's summertime. And I love this foundation because it is so lightweight. Like, it does not feel like you have anything on your skin. That's like a big thing, especially when it comes to wearing foundation or makeup in the summertime, because honey, you already know how it goes. You already know how it goes when it comes to summertime and makeup. I'm gonna use my Morphe by Ariel makeup brush. This is the A24, and I'm just going to blend out the foundation. And this color is like perfect. Mixing those two shades is perfect for me right now. So as you can see, my skin looks really nice. It doesn't look dry. It looks very hydrated, moisturized. Yes, it looks amazing. I do still have some on the back of my hand, so I'm just gonna take that and put it around the areas I want a little bit more coverage. But this is like literally the perfect foundation cocktail. Oh, the foundation is so good. I hope it never goes out of stock. If it goes out of stock, I'm buying like 3 bottles. Kid you not. Because I cannot live life without this foundation. If I'm going anywhere, if I had to pick one foundation to rely on for the rest of my life, it would be this one. So if you've never tried it and you like my recommendations, I highly recommend for you to try it. They do have a glowy version too. I've tried that. Not for me. It is way too glowy. My skin looked like a freaking, I don't even know, oil. My skin looked like oil at the end of the day. It was not it. So I'm stick to what I know. Perfect. Okay, just like that. So as you can see, we're evened out. The base is looking good. It's not too heavy. Doesn't feel like I have anything on my skin. And yeah, so that's great. Now we're gonna go ahead and do some cream bronzer, and then we'll do some concealer. So for cream bronzer, I'm gonna be using the new NARS Laguna Bronzing Cream. I have mine in the shade 4. It looks so pretty. I love this. This is a new fave cream bronzer of mine. This is what I was telling you guys about that I took with me to Kenya and I was using. So good. So good. So I'm gonna go ahead and take that, and then I'm just going to apply it everywhere that I do my cream bronzer. Now, compared to the Anastasia one, I will say the shade of this is a little bit more red, whereas the Anastasia one is more neutral, which I'm okay with. I don't mind a red undertone when it comes to bronzer because I usually tan more on the red-orange side, so it looks fine on me. Oh, and I'm using my Morphe by Ariel makeup brush, A58 is what I'm using to blend out this contour, this bronzer. And I don't want to go too heavy with this. A little bit goes a long way, so you don't really need too much. Plus, I'm going to put powder on top of this. If you realize, I do all the creams first, and then we set everything with powder. That's how you really get your makeup to wear and like last really, really long. All right, I think I like the way this is looking. Let me do my nose, and then we're going to move on to concealer. Okay, so we're good with the cream bronzer. That's good to go. Now we're gonna do concealer. Like I said, I like to have a medium coverage foundation and then a full coverage concealer, because then you can apply the coverage wherever you want it instead of it being like cake face. So I have tried this new concealer. I bought it back in May, but of course, I haven't filmed in like over a month, so you haven't seen me use it or talk about it, but it's really, really good. It's an OG classic, very popular in the makeup industry, popular makeup industry brand as far as like makeup artists. This is the Kevyn Aucoin Sensual Skin Enhancer. This baby, literally a dab is all you need. Just a dab. You guys are gonna see. I use the shade SX13. It looks like this. This is a very, very full coverage concealer. I'm going to take it with my finger because I want to be very, very careful on where I apply it. And literally, all you need is this little bit. Do you see that? Like, I barely dab into it, and you're gonna see what I'm talking about. So I'm just going to apply it everywhere I want my concealer to be. And this is a very thick concealer. It's very creamy too, so it doesn't dry really quickly. It's just very full coverage, thick, long wearing. Yeah, it just does what it needs to do. You could wear this as foundation, but you would definitely have to dilute it because it is extremely thick, like full coverage kind of thing. So I don't know if you would want to put this all over your face, but I mean, some people do, and I'm sure it wears fine. Makeup is all about whatever you want to do. There are no rules. So then we're going to take my DSMD sponge, and we're just going to go ahead and blend this out. I'm going to start with the forehead since it's the smallest. I do have to be a bit more careful because I already have my eyeshadow done. Normally, you guys know I don't do my eye makeup first. I usually do my base first, but since this is a primarily base focused video, I just wanted to go ahead and knock out my eyes. Like, look at that. It just looks so flawless, so full coverage. My skin looks like straight butter. If you could see it right now, it looks like butter. I'm gonna come close once I'm done so you guys can see what I'm talking about. And I will make sure that I link all these products down below so you guys can check them out, because I'm basically using like my favorite products ever. This is no powder, just cream. Like, look at this. Very smooth, full coverage. Doesn't look like I have too much stuff on my skin. It's just beautiful. And then now, for the last cream product, we're gonna do our blush. I do like to do a cream blush and then also set it with the powder blush. We're gonna use the LYS Satin Matte Cream Blush in the shade Inspire. I feel like this will look pretty with my eyes. So I'm gonna go ahead and take my cream blush brush. Where is it? This is the e.l.f. Putty Blush Brush. This is very inexpensive. It's like $6. Works well with cream products. You can get it at the drugstore, Target, anywhere they sell e.l.f. products. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put that in the area that I usually like my cream blush to be in, which is usually towards the back of my cheeks, like right back here is where I like it to be. I don't bring it too close, like too into my cheeks. I like it back here. Ooh, this looks so cute. And you can kind of go heavy-handed when it comes to the cream blushes, because once you set the powder, it's going to tone it down a lot. So don't feel like you put too much, or if you feel like you've put too much, it's okay, because honestly, once you've set your face with your powders and, you know, sprays and all of that, it's gonna come together and it's gonna look really nice. Okay, and then now that we've done that, we're gonna go ahead and spray the face again with the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray before we do our powders. Make sure you fan your face until it's fully dried down. So now we're gonna do the powders. Before I set my face and bake, I like to do my powder bronzer first. So I'm gonna take the NARS Matte Bronzer in the shade Karimba. This is a favorite bronzer of mine. I usually use it the most in the summertime because it's a nice, deep, reddish brown kind of shade. It's like perfect for me. So I'm just gonna kind of go around the perimeter of my face, and we're gonna set everywhere that we applied the NARS cream bronzer at. So this is just gonna set that. And then I'm gonna go back with my sponge, make sure there's no creases before I bake. I'm just gonna make sure I blend all of that out. And with this concealer, I've noticed I don't crease. Like, it's crazy. I love that concealer. I don't know. It took me forever to finally use the Kevyn Aucoin. People have used it for years, talked about it for years. I just never picked it up, but I'm glad I did. All right, so now we're going to set the face. I'm going to use my tried and true Sephora translucent setting powder. Love this stuff. Such a good powder. And we're just going to apply that everywhere that we have concealer on our face. Like, look at that. It just melts into the skin. All right, cool. So we have set all the places we need to set. Now I'm going to just go ahead and wipe away the remaining powder that is on the face. And as you can see, my face looks super duper smooth, super duper matte, but it doesn't look like overly dry, which is what I like about this powder. And you see how like after we set with the powder, it kind of toned down the cream blush. That's why I always like to say, you know, if you feel like you've put too much, it's okay, because once you put the powder, it's just gonna tone it down. And you can honestly leave it like this. You don't have to put more blush on top of it, but I'm a blush whore, so you guys already know. I'm going to put another blush on top of this. Like, look at the face. Doesn't this just look so flawless? It looks great. I love it. So now we are going to go with a powder blush. I'm going to take the Patrick Ta Major Headlines Blush Palette. You guys know I love this palette. It's beautiful. Looks gorgeous. Because we did already apply a cream, I'm just going to pick one of the shades from the powder section. And I kind of want to do this really bright pink right here, like this cool toned pink. We're going to go for that. I don't know why. It's just calling my name. So I'm just going to apply that where I want my blush to pop. Oh, so pretty. Gorgeous. Oh my gosh, this looks beautiful. It's so crazy because you never would think a shade like this would look good on like darker skin tones or brown skin tones, but wow. Pinks are a brown and dark skin's girl best friend. Pink and orange, I feel like those are the best blush colors. Okay, this is perfect. I don't want to overdo it. Okay, and then now, since we're pretty much done with the powders, I'm going to spray my face again. This time I'm going to use the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist because I kind of want everything to kind of mesh together. This is a great mist for that. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do that. All right, as you can see, the face is looking beautiful. It's looking flawless. It's looking skin-like, but full coverage. And the best part is this baby is going to wear till the day is over, until you are ready to wash your face. Because I sprayed my face, I kind of want the middle of my face to be a bit more matte. So I'm just gonna go in with my Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Pressed Powder. You guys know I love this stuff. And I'm just going to go over just the T-zone of my face, just to give me a matte look. This powder literally just like transforms everything. It's so good. I don't know if you guys can see it on camera, but it literally transforms your face. And then I kind of want to glow a little bit. So for highlighter, what do I want to use? We're gonna use the Jaclyn Hill Skylight Putty Highlighter. This is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful gleaming kind of highlight, but you have to be very careful with it because a little bit goes a long way. It is like a putty kind of thing, so it's an interesting formula. It goes on like powder, but it's, when you feel it, it feels like a putty. Like, I don't know how to describe it. You could push in it, but just look at that. It's such a pretty highlight. Oh, I'm just gonna do just a little bit, and then I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. That looks really pretty. Yep, just like that. Now we're going to move on to lips, and then we'll be basically done. So I'm going to take a brown lip liner. This is the ColourPop BFF3. I don't want a super duper dark lip line, so I'm gonna use one. This is more closer to my skin tone. So this is a nice brown color. Obviously you guys can see it, but it's not like a deep dark brown. Just like that. And then for lipstick, I'm going to use the Mented Cosmetics lipstick in the shade Brand Nude. This is one of my favorite lipstick shades from them. Such a good color. It's like a cool tone brown, but it's still kind of like warm at the same time. It's like a neutral brown. It looks so good. I'm gonna take this MAC lip gloss. This is in the shade Silver Screen Star. I got this in like one of their holiday kits that they came out with a long time ago. It's just like a regular shimmery, pretty beige kind of nude gloss. So I'm just gonna put it in the middle, just for a nice, pretty color. And then finally, to finish this off, we're gonna do one last spray. So I'm gonna take the Charlotte Tilbury spray again to lock everything in, and then we will be good to go. All right, guys, this is it. This is the finished look. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video, and I hope it was very informative and educational, and I hope you guys can take some tips and tricks to make your makeup wear longer and just overall look better. I will make sure that I list everything in the description box below that I use on my face, as well as leave some links so you guys can check the products out yourself, because I know you will love every single one of them. I never steer you guys wrong, so if you believe in me, if you trust my recommendations, try at least one thing from this video, because I hands down feel like you will absolutely love it. It's amazing. Comment down below and let me know if you've used any of the products that I used in this video. I would love to chit chat with you guys and see your thoughts on the products, as well as let me know what else you guys would like to see from me next. Make sure you are subscribed if you have not subscribed. Scroll down below, tap that subscribe button, as well as that notification bell so you're notified when I will be uploading next. All right, I will see you guys on the next one. Bye.